Hey guys, it's Aj here from Curly K Naturals. I hope you're all doing well. In today's Top Tip Tuesdays, I'm going to give you some of the things that I have started doing, have stopped doing from last year to this year when it comes to my daughter's hair. Maybe that will help you, so let's get into it. Let me give you a little backstory so it can help you a bit, and if I can, I'll post pictures as well. Last year, December, I made an executive decision to cut 3 inches of my daughter's hair, and that is because prior to that I wasn't really doing the best I could with her hair. I wasn't used to looking after her hair type, and majority of the time I'll do what I did and blow dry her hair out. So she got a lot of single strand knots and split ends. So last year I decided to cut her hair 3 inches off her hair, and she had all around about 10 inches of hair on her head. The ends of her hair wasn't acting correctly, and that was nothing to do with her. It was all to do with me and my lack of knowledge and practices. And she had about 10 inches of hair, and 10 inches of hair on a 3-year-old is a lot of hair. So once I did that, I decided to really educate myself on this hair game. Although I knew a bit, I didn't know a lot, and I decided to educate myself. You should be able to retain 6 inches of hair per year, so that was my main aim, give or take. And I knew throughout the year, this is what, 12 months in a year, I'm gonna have to trim and dust off her ends. So if I was able to even retain 4 inches of hair, I was more than happy. And today she has 16 inches of hair. This was with us trimming, dusting off her ends, and yeah, she's able to retain a lot of length. And it really shocks me when I go back and look at pictures from last year to this year. Her hair has changed dramatically and drastically, and it's all for the better. And it's not just her. Although I've only shown her, I am in the up and coming weeks, I am going to show her brother's hair and her sister's hair as well. Decided to narrow it down to 3 main things I have switched or stopped doing or started incorporating that has really helped her hair thrive throughout this these 11 months. So yeah guys, let's get into it. So number 1 is I have really focused on taking care of her scalp. Scalp care is so important. So whereas before I didn't really use clarifying shampoos, I did mostly moisturizing shampoos, and not even as often. So I would wash her hair every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. Starting at the beginning of the year in January, I used to wash her hair every single week without fail, cleansing her hair the beginning of the month and co-washing the other 3 weeks in the month. That then changed because her hair started getting thicker, so co-washes no longer worked for her. It no longer worked because her hair was thick, and I would find that I would spend an hour and a half washing her hair to only come down and see that her scalp, there's bits of her scalp that never got cleansed or never even got touched. And yeah, so co-washing wasn't working for me, and co-washes was great. I still co-wash her little sister's hair. So you need to look at your hair and observe your hair and see what your hair really needs. Don't follow no trends. Don't follow this person said this and this person said that. Really focus, charm in on what your child's hair needs, and your child's hair is always going to tell you what it needs. So what I decided to do from Marchish time is I stopped co-washing her hair and started incorporating clay masks. When I first started, I didn't do it as frequent as I do it now, but I did do it once a month. As the months went on, her hair started becoming really moisture trained, and what it is her hair is able to take in and retain moisture for a long period of time. As I said, in the beginning of the year, I used to wash her hair every single week, and that now has changed to every 2 weeks, and that is it, and that's on period, and that's forever. I'm not gonna go more than 2 weeks without washing her hair. So the first Saturday of every month, I will go in with a clarifying shampoo, and then her next wash day, which will be the 3rd week of the month, would be a clay wash. And I make my own clays, and if clays are not for you, then you can definitely buy pre-made clay conditioners for your child's hair, and that's if your child's hair needs it. Just listen to your child's hair. I wanted something that can clarify her hair and remove impurities, and I didn't want to keep shampooing her hair. But nevertheless, I will still go in with a moisturizing shampoo if I feel like she needs it. For example, if like she's been playing with in a sand at school because she's only 4, so I won't wait. I will go in that day or with a moisturizing shampoo and just cleanse everything out of her hair. And yeah, so the first step is cleansing. I cleanse the scalp very, very well. Number 2 still fits in with the scalp thing is I stop applying products to my daughter's scalp. So here is the reason why, and I think it's so important, guys. If you don't take nothing away from this video, take this away from it. Stop applying products to your child's scalp. So the whole reason for us to cleanse our scalp is because our scalp needs to breathe, clogged pores, any product build-up, anything that is like restricting growth from happening. Look at it this way. When you cleanse your scalp, yeah, you're getting rid of any product build-up, anything that is just been on your scalp, and just getting rid of it to go away. So now once you get rid of it and you go back in and you apply a conditioner to your scalp, you apply deep conditioner to your scalp, you apply leave-in to your scalp, you apply moisturizer to your scalp, you apply oils and butters to your scalp, all that is doing is building up what you have now cleansed. What was the point of you cleansing the hair?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Remember, our hair as humans, we have something called sebum, which is the natural production of oils on our scalp. So what that also does is condition our hair as well. The problem is with our hair textures, with kinky, coily, curly hair texture, is that our sebum is not able to travel down our hair strands of our hair to the bottom and keep moisturized and oiled like someone that has straight hair or a more wavy, not wavy but wavy texture hair, a more wavy texture hair. So that's where we have to go with our leave-ins, our butters, our moisturizers, our this and that, to protect the ends of our hair, to protect our hair strands. However, our scalp is still producing that sebum, and because our sebum has nowhere to travel to but our scalp, that's how we get a lot of build up on our scalp. Whereas someone that has straight hair, the sebum from the scalp will travel down. So the great thing about our production being on the scalp is it can keep our scalp fully conditioned, fully oiled. On the flip side, if you don't have a high sebum production or you have a very low sebum production, things can alter in that way, and that's a different video altogether. But yeah, because we have our natural sebums, we don't need to apply all these products to our hair. All it's doing is sitting on our scalp and just clogging up our pores. So I hope you can see this. So if this is our scalp and this is our pores and this is where our hair is growing out of, the circumference of this circle is our full potential of what our hair strands can be. Yeah, perfect. So now we keep applying products to this our scalp. So what it does is it clogs up our pores, and then it's just there's just a lot of product buildup. So whereas this is our full potential of our strands should be, because of the buildup, this has now become the potential our strands grow out of our scalp. Yeah. So I don't know if you've noticed this. If you haven't noticed it, the next time you do a wash day on your child's hair, have a look at the shed hair. Don't pluck no hair out of her scalp. So just look at the shed hair and you see that that shed hair has dips and dives in it. So the thick piece of that strand is where you have washed your hair and probably the product, it hasn't clogged up that pore. So that thick strand is that potential of hair that we was able to grow. You also see that there's a dip of where the strand becomes thinner, and that's when there's so much product build up, so much sebum from lack of cleansing, that this is what our strand thickness is. So what happens with the dips now is that becomes a more fragile part of your strand than the thicker part. So as it's growing, that fragile part now can just snap at any time you're finger detangling, anytime you're combing your hair, anytime you even manipulate your hair by even just like doing this to your hair, that has a potential to break. And as it breaks, you're like, oh, my hair's breaking, my hair's breaking. You see so many strands that are broken, not shed hair, because your hair has to shed. You shed 100 strands a day, so not shedded hair. And you can tell the difference between shedded hair and broken hair. Just applying product to your scalp is highly unnecessary, but you know what, if it works for you, it works for you, and keep at it. But that's my 2 pence on the situation, is not to apply products to your scalp, because a lot of the things that we use have conditioning agents that are meant to be rinsed out. And if you're someone that's not always clarifying your hair or rinsing it out, washing it as frequent, it's just going to build up, and you see your hair thinning, or you've seen your child's hair thinning throughout the months. The third point, and I know this is so long, I'm going to try and fit into 5 minutes if I can, but the third point is her protective styles have changed. And if you've been with me for a while, you will know that I was a thing for twist. Nobody can tell me nothing. Nobody can tell me nothing. Twist 24/7. But the reason why I stopped doing twist is because it's a great protective style, do not get me wrong, but as her hair gets longer, I need something that will stretch out her hair. And I don't like applying heat to her hair, as you all know, so braiding her hair gives me that stretch I need. So as your child's hair gets longer, you realize that you need to stretch it out more, because that will stop single strand knots. So it stops the hair from tangling on each other, and when your hair tangles on each other, what it creates is webbing, single strand knots, and split ends. So yeah, the more you can keep your hair stretched, the better it is. You notice that people that have long hair, or women that have long hair, men that have long hair, will after a certain point, once they reach like belly button length, they'll start blow drying it more, or like putting in braids more. The longer their hair, the less of the elaborate hairstyle that they'll have, and that is because nobody's got time to be sitting down and doing 21 cane rows in anyone's hair. And having big chunky braids really helped me, because when it's time for me to re-moisturize her hair, I can always take down these 6 braids in her hair and properly go in and moisturize her hair. And also it doesn't take me no time to put those 6 braids in her hair. So yeah, that's another thing I've changed over. Instead of doing like mini twists that I used to do, and it helped me retain length a lot, but now by doing these braids, I've noticed more length retention from her. If I will leave you with one thing today, is one, your child's hair is always growing, so don't get discouraged. Your child's hair is always growing, you just maybe don't have the right tools. If you watch Yana Fix My Life, you know all about the tools of life, but these are the tools of hair, and I've tried to give you 3 tools of life. As I said, if you didn't take anything out of this video, take all the tips. Take tip number 1, which is cleansing your scalp and taking real good care of your scalp, and tip number 2 is just stop applying so much product to your child's scalp. The only product that I apply to her scalp are oils, and that's just with a purpose. I don't just go in and just put oil on her scalp. I apply oils with a purpose, and that purpose is to just go in and massage her scalp with it. So guys, I hope this was helpful. I know it's long, but I hope you stay tuned. So until next time guys, catch me outside. I'm lying. Peace.